Hi folks, welcome back. Obviously you can hear I'm a little different than you're used to hearing me. If you could imagine having 2 rows of Legos in your mouth and your face inflated about 40 pounds, it's kind of close to that. I promise you I'd show you a picture of what it is I look like. Some people online claiming to be mentorship students were passing around the idea that perhaps I was on vacation or hiding from fellow YouTubers that are running amok. Obviously you can see here, I wouldn't call that a vacation. So I've had major jaw restoration surgery done on my mouth from an accident I had back in 2009, a motorcycle accident that has progressively gotten worse. And with all the things that's been going on with COVID and hospitals not wanting to do surgeries and such, I just figured if I was gonna get it done, I kept putting it off for years. And I said, well, I'm just have to get it done because it's been plaguing me for a while now. So I'm probably going to be messed up for another week or so. So I'm going to ask you to please be more patient with me. I thought I was going to be able to handle this a little bit better, but it's a lot more than I anticipated. So I guess that's about all I can say about it. I waited till my pain medication has almost worn off to do the video, so that way the effects of that medicine would be at its minimum. So I don't want any of you to take what I'm saying here as investment advice, not that you ever would, but really be careful about what I'm talking about here. I just wanted to touch base with all of you. You've been very kind and patient while I've been going through this. So I just want to kind of go through real quick on the dollar index, cable and euro, and briefly touch on the NASDAQ and equity markets. The last video, if my notes are, I think October 22nd was the last video you should have received from me. I don't feel like making new areas on the forum, so this is going to post in the October thread. So if it causes confusion, I apologize. I just don't have the energy to deal with creating all the extra work, so I'm just making it one place. So if you looked at the October 22nd video, 2021, most of what I talked about in that video was incorrect. Nothing really panned out, so I was wrong there. Nothing has really delivered in terms of expectations on my part. So I kind of want to review what is in play right now and what might be taking place. We came down into this bullish order block. Didn't get into the midpoint of that for mean threshold, but we had a nice reaction there. Notice we're still inside this range from this low up to this high. Buy side liquidity still resides here. I think that's more favored because we had basically a market range from low to high, deep discount, and then we've broken this swing high. We traded back down into this potential bullish order block and breaker. Low, high, lower, low. So we're trading in that area there. So we have a couple things moving in our favor for a potential run higher on dollar. And looking at this area for the next draw on liquidity. If we take out the main threshold of this down close candle on a closing basis, that I'm wrong and the dollar's going to continue its consolidation sideways, or maybe we can run for the liquidity in here. The hourly chart, you can see again, we traded down into almost that mean threshold and rallied pretty aggressive, really taking this buy side liquidity out. The consolidation here, I like this with this small little portion of the imbalance still intact. So sell side with this there. If we drop down in, we get a bullish reaction. This area here, and then the one I showed you on the daily chart would be the next draw on liquidity. Nice little area in here. Rally back up into that possible trade entry. Liquidity below here. It's pretty wild volatility today. Came in on the market. I mean, it's not a lot of range, but it moves right back to an area that we would like to see traded to. Not that bias would have been on point from my perspective, because obviously I'm pretty doped up and I don't have any clue really why it's done what it's done in the last few days, because I'm out of it. But looking at what we have here, it looks like it might want to continue moving lower, and that would give rise for euro and cable. I had to make sure I said that right. Don't do this at home. Euro dollar. Euro cleared up the buy side liquidity in here. That's trading down into the order block. A lot of wild price action, but still just inside consolidation. So this is one of the things I talked about for weeks and months, how the market's really doing weird things. And when it starts giving us indications that it's doing those types of things, it's better to resist the temptation to absorb risk. So nothing has changed in that regard. So keeping your powder dry is advised. And again, most of the focus should be on your index futures. So euro dollar in consolidation, much like the dollar index. Heavy run for sell side here after taking short-term buy side, and back in consolidation. The only way this would change bullish if it would trade above here, and then obviously we would look at this as a simple run on liquidity, and then a change in market structure to the upside. I gotta tell you, I'm really embarrassed to be talking like this, but I feel like I have to say something to you and not do anything. Order block, these two down close candles was a fair value gap. It was really nice to see that. Ran for buy side there, but still overall just really aggressive and sloppy back and forth. So it indicates to me that this market is being pushed higher to go lower. That's what it looks like to me. So, and again, I'm under the influence right now of pain medicine. So if I'm saying anything that's out of whack, and I'm not going to know, obviously, until I get through all the pain meds and revisit this. If any of you tell me I've said something, just understand that I'm trying to do my best to make sure I touch base and at least let you know I'm still alive. I'm not hiding from anybody, and I'm certainly not on any kind of vacation. But this looks like it's being manipulated to the upside just to take out liquidity, and then if this thing breaks lower aggressively, that would indicate the continuation on the upside on the dollar index, and then further weakness on euro dollar. And I apologize if the sound isn't all that good today. I'm sitting in a dining room today. It has a nice comfortable chair. And the acoustics in this room isn't going to be the same as you're used to hearing. Not that it's the best. Alright, what is this? Pound dollar daily chart. I have a small little fair value gap in here. We might want to punch up into that before attacking the sell side. And then we have this area of imbalance. So fair value gap, bullish order block. So higher prices on dollar could send this into a selling program, which is market maker sell model, and that would complete that area here with this. So the consolidation here, original consolidation, it might be difficult for you to see it, and I might even be looking at it wrong because, like I said, I'm a little loopy. But consolidation in here, rallies, accumulation, smart money reversal, low risk sell, and we could be entering another level of distribution that would set it for a run below the original consolidation and down into the order block here and fair value gap. Not that that would be the only downside draw, but that would be the most logical one from what I'm looking at here. And again, I might be completely wrong. Again, there's that better view of that imbalance. It might want to punch up into that. We have a bearish breaker there. So we could just go inside this range here. Let me see if I can create that. There. So I could trade out into that range, and then it's the 20 level too. So 137.20, watch that level. It might go in a little bit deeper, but if it breaks back down and retouches 37.20, that might be an interesting play for a run on the liquidity here and what I outlined on the daily chart. 15-minute time frame, a lot of liquidity resting below here. And again, it just seems like it's being driven higher as a squeeze. But we'll see what happens as a result of the rest of this week. Finally, I just want to talk real quick about NASDAQ. I'm not even doing that right now. And there won't be any edits tonight, just so you know, because I just don't give a shit. So we're looking at December contract and daily. And that's gotta get this out there. So if I'm correct in my memory, I believe we were talking about this market and how we were in a market that is seasonally being impacted, and we had seasonal tendencies to take us down into our seasonal lows between September and November time period, and then create the low in here when I outlined all this business and called out, all these levels here. So we were going to go to this high here, which we've done, and it's continued to move higher. Now, I'm not going to pull up all the other indices in relationship to the daily chart, but you can do that on your own. But I want to talk a little bit about this day here, which is, I guess, technically today's trading for Wednesday, the 3rd of November. Am I right on that? Yeah, Wednesday, November 3rd. I'm only making one copy of this video tonight, so it won't be that long to get it. Well, I hope it won't be that long to get on the video server. And then here is the hourly chart. So you can see what we've done since Monday. We traded down into the imbalance here, filled in that, and rallied. Consolidation, small little Judas swing below the opening price at midnight, New York time, creating the low of the day. And we're going to look at this right there in relationship to the other indices. I'm going to pull up on a 15-minute time frame. Let's see how I can get there. Forgot what I was going to do here. Oh. New pane. And then the NASDAQ. We already got that. You should already see it, but I haven't changed it to show on the lows. Make sure I'm checking myself. We're looking for longs. That would be the comparison between the lows. So yeah, that's got to be on the low. And then this has got to be on the low. Right? So you can see that on the NASDAQ, it's the relative strength leader. It doesn't want to go lower. And here, it's flat for the E-mini S&P. The Dow went lower, and NASDAQ refused to go lower. So it was the relative strength leader on the upside. And that's why it delivered on most in terms of number of handles it delivered. So I'm going to drop down to a 5-minute chart just for completeness. You can actually see that move right in here. This is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Is that right? No, it's not even the right. Yeah, well, yeah, it's the same one, but still. Yeah, this is going to be a funny video. The lower lows here, not seen on the Dow, and yeah, we did see it on the E-mini S&P. There's your divergence right there. And then the afternoon trend. And I apologize, there's a lot of spit in my mouth because these things, these prosthetics they gave me for my upper and lower are literally like Legos. And my mouth is constantly drooling, which is disgusting. But I apologize that you're hearing a whole lot more sounds than you used to hear. Usually I kept a third lozenge in my mouth. And you'd hear that going and clicking and smacking, and people would say, "Oh, you need a drink." It's not that I needed a drink. You were hearing the lozenge in my mouth. Now you're hearing all kinds of saliva, so I'm kind of grossing you out. Oh well, you paid for this, whether you like it or not. You get everything here at my house. So with the S&T divergence that's being shown here, this is actually the afternoon trend. So after midnight, after noon, which would be here. Let me put a vertical line in. Okay, so there's a morning trend or move, and then there's an afternoon trend, and we've been bullish on the futures markets. And this one here is the afternoon trend. Was there a real trend at all in the morning from 9:30 open, essentially right? Let me see. Right there's 9:30. Was it moving? Sideways it was moving, but it wasn't really giving us a swing higher or lower. Then later in the afternoon, we have this rally here. Even if you didn't catch this, you get confirmation with the run above the highs with the fair value gap there. And it comes back down in, fills it, and then you have a run from, what's the low on that? 15,972. Am I reading that right? Yeah, 15,972 to, well, it's trading now at 16,173. So that's a pretty significant price run. All using the things that I teach you in terms of relative strength analysis and comparative analysis with the other indices, using the biases that we've outlined for a couple weeks now. I obviously don't have any homework for you. And I know this video probably wasn't all that helpful to you, but it's the effort I'm trying to illustrate. I'm not trying to just relax and do nothing. So hopefully I'll feel a little bit better and have a little more clarity this coming Friday with the weekend video. If I don't feel up to doing it on Friday, don't be alarmed if it doesn't go up until Sunday evening before the market opens up. That's my intention. So I'll hopefully have it up before Sunday's opening, but I just really need to take it easy because I'm not doing as well as I thought I was going to be. So until I talk to you this weekend, be safe. Thank you again for your patience.